It's now time for another edition of Jacket Sports Talk, sponsored by Optum Sports Medicine, patient focused, physician owned. Here is your host, Optum Sports Medicine athletic trainer, Mr. Jeff Weems.
Welcome, JD fans, to another edition of Jacket Sports Talk, brought to you by Optum Sports Medicine and the Spivey Orthopedic Group in Vidalia, Georgia. So today we have with us freshman Gavin Coleman and senior George Hernandez from our wrestling team that just finished up their season. So let's go ahead and jump in. So Gavin, as a freshman, you played both football and wrestled this year. So kind of tell us what the difference is between the two sports and if one carries over to the other and vice versa.
They definitely carry over back and forth. Wrestling helps you with football. Football helps you with wrestling. It's two totally different sports, but yes, they do help. They both help with leverage, hips, driving up on your takedowns, you can do your tackles. Mm-hmm. And yes, sir, they do. They both help very much.
Okay. Now what about the kind of the physicality and the mental aspect?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is one harder than the other, or do they kind of equal, or?
Well, in my opinion, wrestling's more of a mentally challenging sport than football, and football is more physically demanding. You're always cutting weight in wrestling. Skipping meals, skipping out on lunch. It's very takes a toll on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right, and so George, you've been at this thing for 4 years now. This was your swan song. But now there's different kinds of wrestling, or there's two different tracks.
Yes, sir.
There's the duels, and then there's the traditional. So explain to us what that difference is.
Well, with duels, we're wrestling as a team, so each wrestler is wrestling for team points. Mm-hmm. So like pins of 6 points, majors 5, and then minors 3 points for the team. Mm-hmm. And individual, we're wrestling for just ourselves. Mm-hmm. For traditional wise, for how we're placed in the tournament. Right. Individually, yes, sir.
Okay. And so from a state championship standpoint, you can have individual traditional state champions, but then there can also be the dual team state championship. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So you kind of almost have two opportunities to win, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. So now the way that the playoffs work, and I don't know if they actually call them the playoffs, but once you get past the regular season, what are the different levels to advance and become a state champion?
Well, first we have area, which is top 4 in the area go on to sectionals, and then top 6 in sectionals go on to state. And there's 2 sectionals, so it leaves us with 12 guys in the state, and we wrestled through state individually. Right.
Okay. And so for area, you got to be in the top 4.
Yes, sir.
Which, if memory serves me correct, you were the area champion this year.
Yes, sir.
And Gavin, you were as well.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. So now, how does that make you feel to be the area champion?
Feels good.
Yeah. Does that kind of give you a little bit of bragging rights right here around where you live, or?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay. So should we try to get maybe a parade through downtown for you guys?
Oh, sir.
At least, in particular, if we stop by Arby's or somewhere to get you a meal out of it. Okay. And so y'all finished in the top 4. Actually, you finished number 1 out of area, and then you went into sectionals.
Yes, sir.
And the top 6 in sectionals move on to state.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then and there's 2 sectionals?
Yes, sir.
Right? So when you go to state, there's only 12 guys, or girls, because girls wrestle too, in your weight class, in your classification that are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then to place, you have to finish in the top 4 of those 12.
Yes, sir.
Which means you're one of the top 4 in the whole state.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. So both of you guys finished or placed at state, right?
Yes, sir.
And so now, George, this was your second time at state. Last year you finished
Fifth,
and then
yes,
this
sir.
year you were fourth. So So you got to move up a little bit this year. What? How close did you come to even getting in the top 3?
In my 3rd and 4th place match, I was, I think it was 14 seconds left, and I was in on a double leg, and I pushed him out. It was 8 seconds left. The kid just started playing real defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I was down by a point, and I ended up losing by that point.
Right. Okay. So you were right there.
Yes, sir.
Could have finished 3rd and
Yes,
got
sir.
on the podium.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And now, so Gavin, they tell me that you are the first in the history of this school at Jeff Davis High School, the first freshman to place at state in any weight class. Is that true?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
All right. So now, what does that mean to you as an athlete at a school where there's been a pretty long tradition of good wrestlers?
It's very, it's hard to explain. It's like, it's almost surreal how it happened. It all happened so fast, but it really just, it makes me, I don't know, happy in a sense that I get to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, not many people can say they place as a freshman, and it's a very good feeling to be able to say that.
Right, right. So now, obviously, does that set your sights on zeroing in on being a state champion by the time you get done?
Definitely. I want to bring back the ring next year. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Now there's a rumor, and you know how rumors go. Sometimes they're vicious and maybe not quite true, but there's a rumor that, you know, sometimes if you don't win a match, that there's not food on the dinner table when you get home. Is that true?
That has happened a couple of times.
But no, in all seriousness, I know your dad does supports you in a tremendous way, like he does your siblings as well. But anytime I get to poke a little fun at Dr. Coleman,
yes, sir,
it's always good. So now with duels, let's go back to the team concept. So with duels, we finished second in the area, right?
Yes, sir.
And so that means that our team got to advance on to the sectionals.
Yes, sir.
And unfortunately, that's kind of where the road ended this year for our team.
Yes, sir.
Now, again, back to rumors. There's some rumors that Coach Davis, is 100% to blame for us getting bounced out of the sectionals. Is that true?
No, sir.
It's his fault. Let's be honest, it's his fault.
It has nothing to do with y'all's wrestling or how you performed. It's all on him, right?
We had some good wrestlers out in the middle,
Yeah.
which led to us moving on to sectionals because we were forfeiting quite a bit of weight classes, but we had some good people wrestling for us, and we moved on to sectionals.
Right. But now in sectionals, and in all seriousness, we had some wrestlers out, whether from
Yes, sir.
injury or sickness, and so we had to forfeit a lot of matches.
Yes, sir.
Right. And so in the team concept, when you're forfeiting matches, you're just giving away points, and it really gives you no chance, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So now, George, again, you've been in the program for 4 years. You've been wrestling with Coach Davis for 4 years. Tell us what being a part of this wrestling program has done for you as a person, what Coach Davis means to you and what he's brought to this program, for Jeff Davis and for all of our guys.
Yes, sir. I've been wrestling since, I think, 4th or 5th grade. I've been around Coach Davis for quite a while, and wrestling has taught me a lot with life and just how to deal with things. Every day is a different match, and you just got to take it head on.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So you've obviously enjoyed your experience. And,
yes, sir.
Yeah. And would you recommend other people wrestle as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wrestling is a great sport.
Okay. So now with you, again, being a senior, you've gone through 4 years of high school. You've wrestled all 4 years. You've got a freshman sitting right here. What kind of advice would you give to him and to the all the kids coming behind you about high school, about sports? What are some parting thoughts you would like to leave for them as you transition to the next stage of your life?
Any advice I can give to the younger wrestlers or any athletes out there is try your hardest at practice and keep practicing harder every day to be better than you were yesterday, and love every moment of the ride.
Right. What is it over faster than you thought it was going to be?
For sure.
Yeah. Everybody always says that, but it's hard to really know that and understand it until you live that life. So now, Gavin, you know wrestling's done. You got a little bit of break right here. What are you going to need to do to ramp up and kind of flip the switch mentally to get ready for football? Because spring practice is right around the corner, and we got some angry Irishmen that are going to be coming in to play us.
Yes, sir. Definitely have to start taking the weight room more seriously, start taking my supplements like I should, just starting to mentally prepare myself to transition over into football, because two different things, physically, mentally, just preparing for that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. All right. Well, guys, y'all had an exceptionally good year. George, you've had a great career here, and certainly appreciate all the efforts that you've done and the path that you've laid. I'm sure that the example that you've put forward to other guys of how to go about your business and how to do well will carry forward. Again, certainly appreciate y'all's efforts and what you've done for our school and really for yourselves. Just congratulations on all your accomplishments. So Jacket fans, we hope that you've enjoyed this segment. And until next time, as always, when you're wearing Navy,
you're as good as gold.